So in this video we are going to talk through the formation of a spit. This will come under your lesson 7 depositional landforms. You will need a pen, rubber, a few different coloured pencils or pens to assist you. Now to start with, we are going to draw the land. We will also include on there a beach, and this will be, for the purpose of this diagram, a river. Now, a depositional landform involves the depositing of sediment on the coastline. So there's a few things that must happen. We are going to have a prevailing wind, which is the most common wind direction. We are going to have a supply of sediment, which I will now call SOS. And sediment could be shingle, sand, or anything else. Okay. We will have the process of longshore drift, moving the sediment along the beach in the direction of the prevailing wind. Okay. So we have LSD, and we have the direction of LSD. So a reminder again, LSD stands for long shore drift, and there is another video on that topic for you guys to watch should you have forgotten about it. When the sediment reaches a change in coastline direction, so I'm going to label that as X, change in coastline direction, the sediment is deposited. Now this sediment builds up and builds up over a continuous period of time, and if the direction of the prevailing wind changes, and for the purpose of this diagram we've used the southwesterly direction for the UK, but if it suddenly starts coming from a southeasterly direction, you will find the fact that there are certain hooked areas. What you will find is as the sediment builds up, it forms a landform which we now call a spit. Now the reason why the sediment, for the purpose of this diagram, doesn't connect both pieces of land is because of the flow of the river water, which erodes the end of the spit. Now, if there was not a river here and this was heading out towards sea at a change of coastline direction, you will still see the end of the spit eroded as it goes out into deeper water. Okay? So to go through, I'm going to write a list for you guys to check that, to make sure that you've got it fully. I'm going to give you 30 seconds quickly just to get that down. So let's go through then. Number 1, you must have a prevailing wind, supply of sediment, and longshore drift. Number 2, you must then have the sediment moving in the direction of longshore drift, which we've shown in a diagram just here. So we have the prevailing wind, the supply of sediment. The sediment is moving along the coastline in the direction of longshore drift. Number 3, we get the deposition or deposit of sediment at the coastline change in direction. As shown here, so we get the sediment as a coastline change of direction. The sediment is dropped off and deposited. As it builds up, it forms a spit, and that is your depositional landform. And then over time you may find that there is a hooked end if the wind direction changes, and that is only for a significant period of time. Okay, so to go through one very final time: prevailing wind, supply of sediment, the sediment moves along the beach until there's a change in coastline direction where the sediment is deposited, and it builds up and builds up and builds up, and then eventually it forms a spit. Okay, it is eroded at the end either here by a river, or if it's further out to sea and it's choppier, there's more erosion, stronger winds, more powerful waves, and behind it occasionally you will get salt marsh creation and different plant species. Okay.